Hi, this is Angel Fiddler from the Prepared Lighthouse. I'm here to share with you on various topics from the spiritual topics to topics of physical readiness, mental readiness, and to help you learn some new things and share experiences that I've had in my life that may help you. Your mileage may vary, and you may have different experiences than I have and different results. But I'm here to share, and I hope it helps you. Thank you. Hi, this is Angel Fiddler. I wanted to come to you today to talk to you about compression for lipoedema. And this was a test period. This was a testing that I was doing on various compression wear. And so let's start with, this was the first kind of compression that I was introduced to. They were compression hose. They were full pantyhose, basically, from the waist all the way down to the toe. What I learned, I had to, one, learn how to put them on properly. And I had to be able to take them off properly in the right way. I had some issues initially when I was learning to put on some of this. It is not like standard pantyhose that you put on when you buy the stuff at the store. This is very different because it has more, it actually applies more pressure to the skin surface. But about a year later, after wearing these, I started developing hardened patches on my skin along my thighs, as far as the front and the inner thigh. They were very hard, like scales. And after a while, it started to cause numbness in my feet because having them on properly, I believe it was actually hitting a nerve and actually making it so I couldn't feel as well. The pressure there was too much. So I would have to take them off after 3 hours. If you're between sizes, it will be challenging to find one that fits you. If you happen to be very petite or very tall, finding these to fit you is still going to be very challenging and not easy to deal with. So just so you understand that, if you're in between sizes, you're going to want to maybe shop for different brands. This was the only brand that I was offered through my primary medical provider, which is sponsored by the government. So we're going to okay. Oh, let me go back one. If you don't know the difference between lipoedema and lymphedema, lipoedema is basically painful, swollen fat. That is where the fluid has been trapped by the fat cells and it's not being released, so you do get the same type of swelling. It is not the same as lymphedema. It is actually, this is like a precursor that will show up. This can happen between at different stages, in particular in a female's life, being at puberty, after childbirth, when you hit menopause. It depends on what kind of stressors your body is going through. Lymphedema is a swelling of one or more parts of the body that that has to be addressed by someone who's a specialist in that area. My issue, like I said, was that because my primary medical provider at the time, they were sponsored by the government. They only offered me this particular brand and only this type. Now, there are other types out there. So here are the other ones that I trialed this past summer. This is the BioFlect far infrared FIR therapy micromassage compression. So I actually bought this particular set that you see, the tank top, the leggings, and the arm sleeves. They were okay. The whole suit, though, is really challenging in the heat. If you are not used to the heat and you put all of this on, or you're sensitive to the heat, it may cause issues. So you're going to have to take some pieces off. The other downside with this was they do not allow returns if the compression does not fit properly. Once you put it on your body, it's yours. You've got to find something else to do with it. What I found, let's see, let's see. Yeah, I had a problem with the bottom band. It would roll up, and these leggings were way too long. They did not have a short, regular, or long specific size for the leggings themselves, which I wish they did have. This is the other brand that I tried, which is BioFur. It's far infrared, again, Imana fibers. Basically, these, the last legging and this legging have the same type of fiber. It's supposed to reflect the heat back into the body. So what I did is I got the top that you see. It is actually a full top, so it actually covers from the basically the hip line up all the way up the torso, down the arms to the wrist, and then you have the bottoms themselves that go from the waist down to the ankles. These run at about 8 to 15 milligrams of mercury as far as pressure. They are lighter. They don't feel as restrictive as the other ones. They were not as much of a challenge to pull on, as in I didn't have to pull out the full gamut like I did with the hose otherwise, where I have a tool that's an assistant to help me pull up the stockings that I had. I didn't have to use that with these. I still needed to wear my gloves that I got, work gloves, with a silicone fingers and palm to pull them up so I didn't damage them with my nails. Granted, have put them on without that. If my nails are short, that's fine. But if you have long nails, I would suggest you wear those gloves so it's better. These actually have a much better fit. They fit me a lot better. I didn't have as many issues with these. The length was good on these because they feel like they're made smaller, is what was said that I heard in someone else's video. But they're actually just the right length for me, the way they worked out. It wasn't a problem. The leggings do have a push-up effect on the buttocks, and they are very well made. They're lightweight. They didn't feel like they were overbearing. I didn't feel like I was going to pass out from being overheated. Um, if you're looking at their weight chart, there's a wedge for the weight. If you're on that wedge or the edge of the weight, go up a size. So, I mean, if you're sitting like, you'll see the middle of the wedge. If you're more in that out where it's starting to wedge and notch down, go ahead and go up the next size. That's what I had to do. I ordered larger sizes in these to allow them to work better for me. Okay. So with the reorder, I was able to return these, which was a plus with them. It was easy to do. I actually got them through Amazon. You can actually order direct either or directly through their website. I think I did that too, is order direct through the website. And then I returned it after 8/10/24. I returned the original compression top and leggings, and I did order the larger sizes. I ordered the lightweight. I ordered the BioFur and Mana top and leggings, basically these same ones. And then I bought light compression lightweight summer leggings, and a K1 top from CzSalus. These are actually, so the K1s are going to be heavier than the compression here. So you're talking 12 to, I think it's 18 milligrams of mercury for the compression on the K1. K2 is higher than that. These are below the K1s as far as the BioFur and Mana. So with the results from that, I have been wearing, basically I did wear the compression pieces pretty much every day, and I felt a lot better, felt less tight in my activities. It did keep the swelling down because down during the day in my activities. I actually prefer the CzSalus products versus the BioFlect or Medi. One, because the way that these fibers are done, they have that kind of rough or bubbly. I don't know how to describe it. It's not just the fabric flat against the skin. It actually has a pattern in it, and it's almost like little, they call them mermaid scales on the skin is what it looks like when it leaves the marks on the skin. I would suggest, okay, so as of today, the update, because I didn't record this sooner, in January there was a change. I actually started taking a weightlifting class for the spring semester. So for that, and this was suggested prior by the specialist that I saw at in the community setting, that was a provider that was not sponsored by the government. He suggested I just go like to Sam's Club or get on Amazon and buy some of the heavier, thicker weight fabric leggings to wear as support, because he's like, the Medi compression, if you have lipedema, is squishing everything down. It doesn't allow things to flow. Whereas if you have something to support it, it works a lot better. And I can tell you from experience, that is what does work. You do have to replace your leggings more often, especially if you're wearing them daily and you're wearing them the way I do, which is under most things or just by themselves. So you'll want to have several pairs so you can wash them like once a week. If you want to wash once a week, have 8 pairs. So you have 7 to wear and 1 for backup. And then you can wash at the end of the week and you're ready to go for the next week. This was recommended because it was a more budget-friendly option. And this is what he tells his patients, because if you're talking wraps, which I actually do have, I do have wraps that are Velcro wraps that go around the calf and the thigh. He had me get those a little bit longer so I didn't have to buy the knee piece. I would say, in my opinion, and my preference would be actually to get the properly sized one. Don't buy the long one. And for both the lower leg and the upper leg, and buy the knee piece that you need. It's fine. And work with it that way if you are going to buy those wraps with the Velcro. They are worth it, but I would make sure that, one, your insurance covers it. Two, make sure your health savings account covers it. That type of thing. If it'll be paid for some way through insurance, if they will pick up a part of that bill. Otherwise, go to Sam's Club, get on Amazon. Make sure when you buy them from Amazon that if they are thin, you send them back. You want something that's heavier. It's called, the thickness of fabric is called diener. And the thickness or diener of the fabric, it will be a heavier or thicker diener. You want a thicker fabric in order to provide that support for your legs and for the fluid and fluid to be able to move back up the tissues. You don't want to cut that off, because then you'll end up with what they say it looks like you've got a pair of sweatpants on that have elastic in it. And that's actually what it looks like if I do not wear something at the end of the day. It will look like I have on sweatpants and it's just my leg. So that's why I'm saying that. You want to use, these are budget friendly, but if you want to pay a little bit more for the CzSalus, BioFur, and Mana, it's lighter weight. It's not going to have as much compression on you, and they may be more comfortable to wear for longer periods of time. They suggest about anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day is what they suggest. If they're from Italy, and they claim this can help with um, mild weight loss, as in reshaping the body, because the body's heat is being reflected back into you. But I'm not worried. I didn't get it for that purpose. I got it so I could have something that was a lighter support for me to allow for comfort and to allow me to continue to do my daily activities. So I am currently rotating these, or I am just wearing the bottoms themselves, basically the leggings, every day because I've got enough to go for a week. I hope that helps someone who may be looking at this to figure out what they need to do. And I would like to invite you to leave your comments below and let me know what you're thinking. This is Angel Fiddler. I am with the Prepared Lighthouse. This is a health education video for education purposes. This is not to sell or provide medical advice for you. I am not a medical professional. And I appreciate your viewing the video. Please leave me your comments. Let me know what I can do to improve the videos or the topics I can cover. And thank you for listening. This is Angel Fiddler with the Prepared Lighthouse. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.